And I remember all of these coaches I'd talk to and say, let's change the BCS. Now, it'd be Clemson and Alabama, but there'd be no drama to the college football season. Like, I want to add a little bit more drama to this. Maybe it ends up Clemson and Alabama. But you can own December, I believe.
And that may be true. I would counter, though, there's an incredible level of drama around college football now. And you can imagine I live in my own world, so maybe outside the 11 states of the SEC, the drama is at a different level. And I say that with a smile and great affection for the intensity. What might change? I don't think we've ever seen circumstances where, boom, you just change a bracket and there's no other dominoes that follow. And so we go back to principles that I talked about, that whether one wants to be cynical or not were important. We honor the ability for conferences to schedule differently. So that's a point of controversy now. We want the playoff completed before the spring academic semester starts. We honor the conference championship games. We do provide a break in December, and a piece of that is intentional because we do have young men who are graduating, and we have young men who have final exams to take. I also, from my past life, watched both the physical and the personnel toll on just adding games. And that goes back to watching a 16-team playoff format. And I am sensitive to not magnifying that dynamic because the physical intensity around Southeastern Conference football is significant, and adding to that in December is one we ought to think about carefully before just.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't want to be adding games, but if you can have 9 conference games for everybody. I mean, there was a point though, Greg, when you didn't have all the conferences have a conference title game. Like it's constantly moving, it feels like. And I think in 5 years from now, if we have a conversation, I think we're having a different conversation. But I do understand a lot of the things that you're pointing out. I just think if you look at the hypothetical to it, I think the possibilities are a lot of fun. I don't want to get to 16. I don't want to go there. I don't want to get to 12. But I do want to give, like Central Florida deserved to at least be in the conversation last year. I thought that they were a very good team, and maybe this year as well. But to have that possibility, that's what you want in all sports, is the possibility. That's why we love March Madness, and you don't have that with college football. That's what I would like to see. 8 teams, maybe you get an at-large where a Boise State years ago or Central Florida. That's what I would like to have. I'd like to have a little bit more of that and have these storylines. And maybe it comes down to Alabama and Clemson for the national title, and it probably will.
And the good news is there are thoughtful people involved in the conversation. And you kind of put a milestone out there, which was Auburn's undefeated season. And I'm not looking at the calendar. I think in 2004.
Yeah.
It was another 10 years before there was the kind of change that was pursued in the aftermath of that circumstance. So in real time, it seems the pace of consideration may be slow. There are reasons, and I think still good reasons, to remain at 4. But, the future is the future. And right now, I was pleased to see 2 SEC teams ranked in those top 4.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.